Welcome to the first episode of IU News Fall 2013. We have a very special show for you today.
First off, a movie review of Edgar Wright's latest comedy, The World's End. Also, we have interviews with Morgan Bernard, the new Visual and Media Arts Department Chair, and Joe Cassio, the new Athletic Director here at Long Beach City College.
All this is coming up on this edition of IU News.
In celebration of the past Labor Day weekend, IU News is bringing you the top 10 work songs to help you stay on the grind.
Hey everyone, I'm DJ Triple P. Welcome to IU News and KLBC.org. Labor Day weekend has just passed, as y'all know. Barbecuing, partying, all that whatnot. I'm here to bring you the top 10 songs that I've put together for you to get through this working week and tough economy. Starting off with number 10, we got Bachman and Turner Overdrive, Taking Care of Business. Then at number 9, Tog Rundgren, Bang the Drum All Day. Number 8, personal favorite, Offspring, Get a Job. Coming in at number 7, Huey Lewis and the News, Working for a Living. Then we got number 6, Johnny Paycheck, Take This Job and Shove It. We know what he meant. And then we got ourselves number 5, Prince, Less Work. And then coming in at 4, Kool Moe Dee, I Go to Work. Donna Summer at number 3, Work Hard for the Money. Number 2, we got Dolly Parton, 9 to 5, Way to Make a Living. Then number 1, favorite song, Michael Jackson, Working Day and Night. This has been the top 10 work-related songs for this Labor Day weekend. Get out there and get your money. We know y'all gonna need it. For IE News, I'm DJ Triple P.
IU News is proud to have a chance to sit and chat with LBCC's new athletic director, Joe Cassio.
Hello and welcome to this week's Spotlight interview. We have our newly appointed Athletic Director, Joe Cassio, here with us today. And I just want to welcome you to LBCC, Joe. It's very nice to have you on board.
Thanks a lot, Drew. I appreciate it.
First question I'd like to ask is, if you could just let us know, to the students and everyone, what are some of the duties that your job requires you to perform on a day-to-day basis?
Well, the main function of the athletic director is to coordinate and integrate the athletic department at the state level and within our conference. We play in the South Coast Conference. In addition, I'm responsible for student-athlete eligibility, compliance, and the day-to-day operations of the athletic department to ensure that all the sports teams are able to compete at the highest levels.
Awesome. I guess, what are some past experiences you've had in athletics and either previous jobs? Were you a coach? I think you said you were a basketball coach, right,
That's
Mr.
correct.
Cassio?
Yeah, prior to coming to Long Beach City College, I was the project manager of athletics at Santa Monica College, which is their equivalent of the athletic director. And I was in that position for 3 years. And prior to that, I was the associate head coach of the men's basketball team. Prior to my college experience, I coached high school basketball for 8 years and have coached youth basketball. My first actual coaching job was when I was 15.
Awesome. So I guess to start off, being the athletic director, how are you going to get LBCC to the top? How are we going to bring in some national championships to our college?
That's a great question. The most important part of my job is to make sure that the coaches have the ability to do what we brought them onto campus to do, which is to coach. So my team, which includes our athletic coordinator and our athletic specialist, will do everything we can to take the administrative functions out of the hands of the coaches, allowing them the time to recruit and develop their talent and build championship teams.
Awesome. I guess if for those who didn't know, RTV and yourself, Joe, as well as the football program, are all teaming up this semester to give local televisions the chance to look at some of our football games and broadcast them to some local channels. So how would that help our program, and what kind of exposure will that bring to us?
Well, it's an incredible opportunity for the kids on this campus to feel like they're playing in a big-time program. You know, their games are on TV. They can let their families know that they are going to be seen on the, on the small box, even if it's tape delayed, it's still something special for our athletes. And really, college athletics is really the best part of the campus community. It builds camaraderie, it combines academics with athletic prowess, and the opportunity to put that on display and to showcase it in the local community, it's really an opportunity that we can't pass up.
That's awesome. So I think we should all talk about being the athletic director, Mr. Cassio. We should probably talk about some sports, and if you could probably name us a couple of your favorite professional basketball teams, football teams, baseball teams.
Sure. I am a diehard Laker fan, and my favorite sports team overall, though, has to be the Green Bay Packers. My dad was born and raised in Wisconsin, and I've been a Packer fan since birth. So although I'm a basketball man by trade, I will never miss a Packer game.
Oh, that's good. I like the passion. Finally, what kind of advice would you give to students who would like to be a part of the LBCC athletic program and possibly a future in sports?
Well, the advice I would give to any student that's interested in being an athlete is to work incredibly hard and to make sacrifices to make yourself the very best player that you can be in your chosen sport. To get into sports at this level, it's really important to be in constant communication with the coaching staff. If someone wanted to be on the women's soccer team or on the men's water polo team, it's really important that they are in contact with the coaches. And then to continue a career in athletics, you have to be good in academics. It's really critical to maintain a high GPA and finish your core classes so that you can transfer on. Our athletes here know now that they have to have a 2.5 GPA to transfer, so they put academics in front of everything. And we believe as a staff that the high achieving academic student athletes tend to be the highest performing on the athletic field as well.
All right, thank you so much, Joe. Thank you for joining us, and I know that we're all going to love you here at LBCC, and you're going to have an awesome time. Thank you for joining us here today, and my name is Drew Darnell for IA News.
Thank you.
For all you film fans out there, here's Raul with a review of Edgar Wright's newest film, The World's End.
When five estranged friends return to their hometown of Newton Haven to reattempt a failed pub crawl from their youth, they wind up stumbling upon a conspiracy that may very well threaten the human race in the British science fiction comedy film The World's End. Currently in theaters, The World's End reunites the comedic duo of Simon Pegg and Nick Frost with director Edgar Wright for the final installment of what they call the Three Flavors Cornetto trilogy, which includes Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz. Written by Pegg and Wright, the film is an absolute riot from start to finish, brilliantly written with clever dialogue and interesting characters that are sure to leave you laughing. Still, despite being a comedy, The World's End isn't afraid to be serious when it needs to be, with some dramatic and thought-provoking moments sprinkled throughout, especially in the film's latter half. However, whilst Edgar Wright's signature smash-cut directing style does manage to shine through, fans of his previous films might be a bit disappointed to find that it's been toned down in favor of the plot and character development. Thankfully, the solid script keeps this from being too big of an issue. While in some respects the film is a parody like Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz, the biggest strength comes from the writer's obvious respect for the sci-fi genre, as the film toes the line between a sci-fi parody and a loving homage. In fact, while the comedic elements are clever and smartly written, The World's End shines best when it treats itself like a sci-fi film. Regardless, a solid script means nothing without a solid cast, and The World's End certainly delivers on that front as well. Joining the hilarious duo of Simon Pegg and Nick Frost are such familiar faces as The Hobbit's Martin Freeman, former James Bond star Pierce Brosnan, and former Bond girl Rosamund Pike, with British actors Paddy Considine and Eddie Marsan rounding out the cast. Particularly noteworthy is Simon Pegg's performance as Gary King, a narcissistic alcoholic on the wrong side of 40, whose desperate attempt to relive one of the best moments in his life is the driving force of the entire plot. While his best friends have left their childhood behind them and joined the adult world, King's refusal to grow up and become an adult helps drive a major conflict between him and his former best friend, Andy Knightley, who is played by Nick Frost, which turns the duo's usual dynamic right on its head and ultimately culminates in one of the film's most emotional and human moments. With its clever dialogue and wonderful cast, there's a lot to love about The World's End. If you like science fiction and British comedy, you should definitely give it a look. I give The World's End 4.5 out of 5 stars. For IE News, I'm Raul Valle.
IE News was honored to have a one-on-one with our new Media and Visual Arts Department Chair, Morgan Bernard. Let's join Fariel for the interview.
Hello and welcome to this week's interview. I am here with Morgan Bernard, who is the department head of Visual and Media Arts. Now, could you please talk about a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So I'm pretty new here to Long Beach City College. I've been here for about 1.5 years. Prior to coming to Long Beach City College, I was teaching at a university in New Zealand, and I was there for about 3 years.
Wow.
And that was a digital media program that was just starting up, and a lot of the students that came out of that program have gone on to work at Weta and work with Wingnut Films over with Peter Jackson.
Oh, wow.
In that area. So it was a very cool school. It was an architecture and design school, and so I was focused in the digital media design area. And then prior to that, I was in New York at New York University in the interactive telecommunications program, and where I got my master's in 2005.
Wow.
So before that, if you want to keep going back, I worked extensively in the film and television industry, doing a lot of music videos, a lot of commercials, some motion graphics. But my training started out in art school. I went to the California College of the Arts and studied originally drawing and painting. And then I took one class in time-based media, and I got really turned on to the idea of working with, at that point, pretty early desktop publishing computer systems for doing animation and experimental video.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, what departments does Visual and Media Arts cover exactly? Because I know that there's been changes.
Right. So the Visual and Media Arts department contains all of the disciplines within the art and photography department. So we have sculpture, we have ceramics, we have photography, we have computer art, which is my area, and then we have jewelry, metalsmithing, sculpture. I'm probably repeating some here, but we also have drawing and painting, printmaking. So that's in the art disciplines, and then we've been joined now by the radio and television programs and the film program. So it's a really great opportunity to bring together people that are concerned about image making.
Right.
And I think there's a lot of crossovers between photography and film, and between computer art and radio TV. So we're seeing a lot of opportunity to make some interesting connections happen.
Definitely. So explain what your job entails, like day in the life of you.
So my job as department head for this new department entails a lot of emails, answering a lot of questions from new adjunct faculty members, a lot of questions from existing faculty members. Really a lot of things come across my desk, and I'm just getting used to the job and starting to really learn it on the fly. But like today I got trained in how to transfer articulation. So let's say you took some classes at another school and you want to have credit for those here. So I match those up.
Oh, wow.
So there's a lot of stuff like that. I deal with budgets, looking for, sources for grants, for vocational training. I know that Radio TV receives a lot of grants for its vocational certificate.
Yeah.
So, it's really a lot of things. I mean, I think if you look at the job description of a department head, it's almost like a full-time job right there.
Right.
So a lot of my time is spent signing things and forwarding them to the dean's office. So there's kind of quite a lot. I see a lot of requests for course substitutions, all that kind of stuff. You need to substitute a course. That eventually comes across my desk and I sign it and move it along. And planning meetings with the faculty, getting everyone what they need so their students are successful.
Right. That sounds like a really broad spectrum.
It's a lot. It's a little confusing at times, but
sure,
I'm
yeah.
starting to really, narrow down what it entails.
So you spoke about budget cuts a little bit. I want to get into that a little bit more. How is that going to affect our department specifically? And I know that there's more money coming in, so if you talk about that too.
Right. So last year was, a lot of, last couple years, last 2 years, there have been a lot of cuts. There's been cuts to the classified staff around campus. There's been cuts to many programs,
Right.
many programs that, people really valued in a lot of different ways. So there's been a lot of cuts, and that was a process that we went through, and wasn't really a pretty process, but we're now looking forward to, moving, getting into a good direction for the future. So there will be some growth coming, actually, as the state is dealing with the budgets and budget projections and what the needs are from the state for the community colleges. We will see some restructuring and some growth that hopefully is tangible down to every student. If you want to talk about specifics, I think one thing in radio TV is they were awarded a Vatea grant for
Right.
Upgrading some of the cameras. So that's something that's coming.
Right.
I think it just finally got its final approval.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we're excited about it.
Yeah, we're all excited about that, and so I think there's been some budget issues. It seems like the state and the school are always in a sort of dance with the budget and
Right.
who owes money to whom, and it's an ongoing process, and we just try and focus on the things where we can actually make some substantial changes and try and go for the budget money where it is.
Right. And then do you have any advice to students?
Advice to students. I think, show up to class, show that you're committed to learning. Follow your dreams. I think that, you may, hear a lot of stuff about the economy and where you might go with your career, but I think it's important to really, keep a focus on what you want to be doing, because I think there's nothing worse than being in a job that's unfulfilling.
Yeah.
So you don't want to find yourself in a position where you're in major debt and you're working at a job that you don't even want to be in. So I think community college is a great place to really try some things out, start off, and it's in the scope of things, it's really affordable,
Right.
and I think that students that are really engaging with their studies here will be better off because they're not going to be encumbered with these huge student loans. I think that's a big issue for a lot of students all over the country.
Yeah, definitely. And lastly, if you want to talk about any upcoming events.
So currently, we have a gallery over in the K building. It's the first room when you walk into the K building. There is a international show of Vietnamese artists on right now. It's called Freedom is the Motorbike. So over there, the motorbike, the moped is a very important part of your daily life. So one of the pieces sort of addresses that, the motorbike as an object. So it's a great show. It's a lot of the work was sent digitally, which is kind of a new thing that we're doing, where it's not really physically delivering the artwork, but it's sending the digital photographic files, the digital video files, and Habib, the gallery director, has really set it up in a really nice way to showcase these artists. We have Brian Doan, who is on the photography program, and he is Vietnamese, and he actually has a show opening in New York right now.
Oh, wow.
And so he helped facilitate a lot of this, and Habib actually had a show in Vietnam, so he met a lot of the artists there, and then coordinated this international exhibition. And really, if you look around, it's really a world-class exhibition. It's really bringing in that global perspective to the college.
Well, I want to thank you for being here, and thank you for taking the time out to talk to us.
Sure.
I'm Farrell Khan for IE News.
Farrell got to review the first 4 episodes of the highly anticipated hit television show Breaking Bad for its final season. There will be spoilers, so I suggest you tread lightly.
Hello and welcome to this semester's first panel discussion. Now we've done panel discussions in the past with The Walking Dead, and now we are moving on to a whole new show, which is Breaking Bad, and it's amazing. We are all really big fans of the show, and this is Donald Alvarado to my left. He has been a fan since season 2, around the same time I started watching, and we've been hardcore fans since. And to his left is Drew Journell, who has been a Netflix fan, and I will take 100% credit for introducing him to the show. He's watched it kind of all at once, and now he's very invested, which is good for this. So basically, for this panel discussion, we're going to be going over the first 4 episodes of the season, and as we all know, there are 8 episodes, so we will be splitting it in half. So the first the first 4 episodes we'll be covering now, and then the second 4 we'll be covering in a couple weeks when all of them air. So I kind of want to talk to you guys about...
Be careful, because there's spoilers, guys.
Oh, yeah, there are a lot of spoilers for the first 4 episodes of season 5, and then everything before that. I kind of do want to talk about which team you guys are on, as far as, like, if you're Team Jesse, Team Hank, or Team Walt. And I kind of want to start off with Donald.
I'm a Walt man. I want to see Walt come on top. You know, he's a family man. He has to make that money. Got to provide for his family, you know?
Yeah, I think so too. I think you're going to see, I think one thing that I want to talk about is that you guys are like hardcore Breaking Bad fans.
Yeah,
and
I'm a Walt fan too.
You guys have been there for years, since like 2000, who knows, 2008, 2009.
Yeah.
Watching Breaking Bad. So you are naturally going to be closer to Walt because you've been with him. You know, you've had to wait. You got to think. He's been in your mind, Heisenberg. And as a Netflix fan, which there's a big fan base that's just like me, where we just watch like all of it in like 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't feel as close to Walt. I kind of get to see it from just a purely story perspective. Like nobody's talking to me. Like I didn't get like breaks. It was just nobody was talking. It was just like all my thoughts while I'm watching the story play out. And Walt's a bad guy, and I'm gonna have to say I'm definitely Team Jesse. I think so.
I will say that I don't think anybody, as of the last episode, Rabid Dog, is on Team Hank, because we saw him completely change as a character. And I think a lot of people, like, I had respect for Hank for the first 4 seasons and like the first 3 episodes of season 5, honestly. I had complete respect because he was just doing his job, and he finds out this huge secret, and I understand him being upset about it. But what made me turn against Hank was him saying in the last episode, Rabid Dog, to Jesse, like, completely not caring about what is going to happen to Jesse. Like, he has no regard. He's completely consumed with his own interests, which I thought was interesting because he probably dropped a lot of the fan base for Hank and made them switch over to either Walt or Jesse.
Seriously.
I honestly do believe that Walt is the minority right now. People who like Walt are the minority, you know? Because thinking about it, Jesse's been the moral compass. I like Jesse as a person, but I am Team Walt. I do want to see him win. As far as character development, what do you guys think about Hank?
I mean, I understand where Hank's coming from because, like, he is like top dog at the DEA, so his butt's kind of on the line because Walt is his brother-in-law. I mean, this is somebody who has barbecues with on the weekend. How does he not know he's Heisenberg?
Right.
So, I mean, he kind of does have to be that bad guy to bring him in, you know, dividing a family and whatnot.
Right. True.
I mean, I feel so bad for Hank because he didn't have, it's like he was just dealt a terrible hand. I mean, Walt pretty much single-handedly destroyed his career, destroyed his family, without, like, anything. I mean, just the fact that Walt, his brother-in-law, is this huge drug lord automatically, like, means that Hank's gonna lose his job. He's no longer friends with Skyler. I mean, he can't even see his niece and nephew, Walt Jr. / Flynn. So his family's gone. It sucks for Hank because he doesn't really have another choice. You know, like, I know that, you know, what he's doing is terrible. Hank looks like a terrible person as of the Rabid Dog episode. But in the end, you have to remember that he's reacting from what Walt did. This is all Walt's fault in the end.
My prediction is that I know Vince Gilligan says in a whole bunch of interviews that, like, it's going to be a bloodbath. It's very similar to Scarface. You see a lot of these Scarface references with, like, Saul with his collar and just a whole lot of references. I do think that if any character is going to die, and it has been a slow season, no major character has died yet.
No major character has almost ever died in the entire series.
That is true. But except for Gus. Gus was a big...
Yeah, he was. That was the biggest one.
Right, and that was devastating for me because Gus was my favorite.
Yeah.
But speaking in this season... I think that if anyone is going to die, it's going to be Jesse, and that's going to make all the Walt fans turn. And I don't think it's going to make me turn. I don't know yet. Depends on how it plays out. But I think that ricin has been such a big part of Jesse's life. He's going to die from the ricin. That's what they keep on hinting toward in the first episode, like the flash forwards. This like ricin emphasis is on because I think Walt is going to use it to kill Jesse. Donald, what are your predictions for the last 4 episodes?
I think everybody's going to die. I think Skylar's going to die. I think the lawyer's going to die. I think Jesse's going to die. I think the baby's going to die. That's my predictions.
That sounds nice. I would love to see
I'd
that.
Actually, yeah, I'd like to see that.
I'd really like to see
It would
this.
go down as the greatest show in history.
I think, and like,
do it right.
speaking of that, I mean, I think it was the first episode. Do you remember what Walt said to Jesse about what chemistry was? And it pretty much describes the show is
Change and transformation,
chemistry is the study of change, and this show is about change,
Changing
and watching
characters, right.
these characters go through this arc. And I think for my prediction, you're definitely going to see. I think. Right now, everyone's going to start getting back on Walt's side, because everyone's now telling Walt, even Skylar, kill Jesse, take out Hank, like this is all being put on the table, and Walt is like, kind of reconsidering it. But I think in the end, right when you think Walt's going to end up being a good guy, that last episode, he's going to turn, and he's going to make all the Walt fans, like he's going to do something terrible. Like just bad. Maybe he'll go on for another hug and then just boom, shank him out.
Okay, so that's going on record as your prediction.
Not that exact thing, but I'm just saying it's going to be that bad where Walt fans are going to be like, no.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm Team Walt. I'm very hardcore Team Walt. That's all the time we have for today. Tune in next time. In a couple weeks, we have the last 4 episodes, which we're going to discuss, and it's going to be amazing. I'm really excited for it. For IU News, I'm Fariel Khan.
Those last Breaking Bad episodes can't come soon enough for me. Next up, I bring you, with great excitement, KCTY's very own General Manager, Doug Wood, talking about College Radio Day.
Hello, I am here with Doug Wood, who is the General Manager of KCTY.org, and we're here to talk about College Radio Day. So, Doug, please tell me, for those of us who don't know, what is College Radio Day?
Well, College Radio Day is now a worldwide college radio event where over 700 stations in about 40 countries are getting together to not only promote college radio, but to help people understand what it's all about.
Now, College Radio Day has been a huge success in the past. It showcases music, radio, and television. Now, how does this help students?
Well, this helps students become the broadcasters of tomorrow, because the broadcasters that you're looking at today, they have to get the training so that they can go into those jobs and be qualified to take over those positions in the radio stations.
Now, College Radio Day is like a huge event in the G building because radio is coming together with broadcasting and music students are coming in. How can students get involved?
Well, students, to get involved, they should come in and enroll in the classes here. We've got just one of the best programs around in the music, radio, and television departments here. So sign up. I've seen you, Fariel, start here at the college, and you've really grown into the position where you have a lot of confidence. You're trying out new jobs, and so this opportunity is available to any student that comes in and enrolls. And some of the instructors here are the best in the biz. They really are.
Yeah. Thank you, Doug. Now, what makes college radio different from regular radio?
The main difference on college radio is that you get to hear new artists, new music that you're not going to hear on radio. If it weren't for college radio, you'd just be hearing Miley Cyrus all the time.
That's true. And lastly, if you can just talk about the day of College Radio Day, how people can tune in and how people can be involved.
Well, College Radio Day is, the official radio day is October 1st. We are celebrating it on October 3rd. So go to our radio pages. That'll be klbc.org and kcty.org. We'll be doing a simulcast, television broadcast, and on Ustream there will be also the audio simulcast. So go to our radio page for more information. You can always go to collegeradioday.com.
Well, I want to thank you, Doug, for being here.
Thank you, Fariel. It's been great to be with you.
Thank you. I'm Fariel Khan for IU News.
Don't forget to tune into our 2 radio stations, kctyfm.org and klbc.org for College Radio Day coming up October 3rd.
IU News introduced you to some people you should know on campus and caught everyone up on some popular movies and television.
We'd like to thank all our fabulous guests today, and thank you for joining us here. Tune in next time for more important stuff on and around Long Beach City College. See you next time.